Welcome back to Chaos Corner. It's your old buddy, the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy. And I tell it like it is. I'll say that to say this. Coming to you live to tape from the lounge here at Chaos Headquarters for Chaos Corner. It's Wednesday, so you know what that means. And yes, I will use that opening and catchphrase that everybody else in the IWC uses. It's AEWDynamite here on Chaos Corner. So it's not quite 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to get this out to all social media platforms. We will be live to tape here on the YouTube channel, Guardian of Chaos. And of course, in real time in Twitter, at Big Daddy GOC. And the GOC stands for the Guardian of Chaos. Follow me on Instagram, the Guardian of Chaos. On Facebook, I have two accounts, Jabroni, and Prodigio Fidelis El Guardian. Follow me on Gitter, Gab, Truth Social, Rumble. I cover it all in the IWC. One man, unique, unedited, unscripted. This is not only a podcast, this is reality TV, a reality show coming to you live. But I know I'm taping it, so it's live to tape. You guys get the whole thing of live to tape concept, right? Well, thanks for being here. We have a lot of news and notes to go over in my opening monologue before we get to AEWDynamite. We're going to go over the complete card. I'm going to give you news and notes. Follow me on those platforms. I post it daily. I'm on and off, but you can always get in touch with me. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Get us in the algorithm. I'm here for you guys. And for me too, because it's my stress reliever. So kick back, relax. The weather outside is frightful, but it's very delightful. Here with, it's me, it's the GOC live to tape. So let's get into the news and notes in tonight's card. Don't go anywhere, come on back. I'll see you on YouTube. Fans, tonight, here is the lineup before I get into the news and notes. MJF will be in the building tonight. We'll hear from him live. Now, after what happened last week with Lord William Steven Regal being stretchered out, and then Tony Khan, TK's press conference today for supposedly Ring of Honor, but he came out and spilled the beans on the whole Steven Regal and EC3's comments saying this bullshit and all the stuff that's going on, and whether backstage talent takes advice or doesn't take advice, or if they're immature or not. Give TK credit. He came out and said William Regal came to him like a man. It was a 1-year contract. He opted out on his 3-year after a year because he wants to be with his son in NXT. And at that time, TK didn't let it out, but his own mother, I guess, suffered a stroke, maybe a second stroke. So he did it. Everyone went crazy in the IWC. What is he doing? What's going on there? All the problems. Yeah, and there's a lot of problems in AEW, and I'm going to get to that in the news and notes part. But that's what came out of the presser today, live to tape before we go here on the air with AEWDynamite here on the channel. So MJF will be in the building tonight. They're in Texas, the Lone Star State. So that's why he stretched it out. Regal's not coming back. You guys know that. So that's what's going to happen with MJF. The Acclaim puts the title on the line against the former champions FTR, the current Ring of Honor champions, AAA champions, IWGP champions. Do you realize that they haven't had a title shot since the summer of 2021, FTR? I did a little research here. Talked to a few people, did my own research. It really is something. And I don't think they've had a tag team match since Forbidden Door in June. But don't quote me. I'm going by research. I'm hoping they're factual. I did my own research, so I'll own it if it's wrong. Also tonight, Samoa Joe defends against Darby Allin. Now, Joe last week went against an unbelievable talent in AR Fox. This is for the TNT title, although we know Joe is also the TV champion for Ring of Honor. And now against Darby, who is a former champion, who had the TNT title back in Full Gear in 2020, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully my notes are correct. Mox will be live, the former AEW heavyweight champion, 2-time, or is it 3-time? John Moxley will be in the building. Wild Thing will be addressing what happened last week, of course, with Hangman Adam Page. So we'll see what happens there. We're going to see a lot of promos and vignettes tonight on AEW Dynamite, I believe, from what we're seeing. We're also going to hear from the AEW Women's Champion, Jamie Hayter. So let's see what goes on with her, and DMD probably will be out there with her. Also tonight, Sammy Hagar and Daniel Garcia, representing the JAS, take on what's left of the BCC, Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta. That should be a banger. But where are they going with their storylines? They're still continuing. We see it splintered off, and Regal and Mox, and who knows what's going to happen here with the JAS and BCC. But that tag team match will be on. There's a women's trios match, and please, I hope it's not trending where I think Jade Cargill, the TBS champion, and again, I love Jade, associated with my boy Shaq Fu, Shaquille O'Neal, and the baddies will be taking on Madison Rayne, Sky Blue, and Kiera Hogan. I'm not sure how much I'll be covering all of that, but great athletes. So that's the lineup we have tonight, and don't forget, the Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal. MJF has won the first 3, the last 3, whatever you want to say. And the winner will face MJF for the ring. You might as well consider this ring, what, another title? Is the Dynamite ring, the Diamond ring, another title? I mean, I'm just saying, MJF is the heavyweight champion now. So in the Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal, Captain Shawn Dean, All Ego Ethan Page, Ricky Starks, the Wolverine Brian Cage, Matt Hardy, Delete sometime soon maybe, Dalton Castle, and Jungle Boy Jack Perry. That's what we have. I don't know if they're going to throw anything else in here tonight, but those are the different things. And we'll see what MJF does after last week with Regal and what Tony Khan let out and what he's going to say. Last week he talked about Nick Khan from the WWE, talked about trips. It ought to be interesting. Not sure how they're doing with the storylines. It's getting a little crazy. I'm not here to hammer anyone. Who deserves title shots, who doesn't, what they're doing with Ring of Honor. TK let out that after the next pay-per-view coming up, or after this week's show coming up, he's going to try to dwindle and wean off of Ring of Honor titles and matches on AEW. Let's see if he does that. Let's see if he's a man of his word. Nobody should be bashing TK at this point. So that's what I want to open off with here. Different news and notes that I had gotten together. Yeah, I appreciate you guys being here. We're going to be here live to tape all night. Then I'll be moderating over on JD Off the Script with JD and Jesse. And of course, the OG Don Tony. I'll be over on both channels tonight, right after AEW Dynamite, moderating both. Let's see what else I have. I want to get to you guys before we go live to tape, whether it be on Twitter via photography, video, or right here on the channel on YouTube. I will bring it to you guys. Also, under news and notes, we know, if you've noticed and you're on Twitter, as I am, at Big Daddy GOC, like, subscribe, I already said it. The feud, or it's been taken down since then, people have had screenshots been brought to my attention, between the Gun Boys and Jungle Jack Perry. We know all the stuff that's going on behind the scenes in AEW with the locker room issues that's happened in the past, whether it be Eddie Kingston, Sammy Guevara, Andrade and Guevara, Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter, supposedly. MJF and Tony Khan, was it legit? Was it not legit? During that whole situation, what happened there? We know MJF runs roughshod and does it like no one else. What about the whole Punk and the scrums, what MJF did in the most recent scrum, and the whole debacle at All Out with Punk, who may have been telling quite a bit of accuracy and truth between Punk and Ace Steel and Colt Cabana and the Young Bucks and Omega. It all started with Hangman Page, and different things, even Larry the dog. So we know the issues that have gone on. People forgot about a lot of those different things. It's been consistent. We're going to get into the ratings. We're going to get into what TK has said and why he thinks he could possibly be Booker of the Year and what he relies on booking and why he's such a good booker. You guys will find that interesting. But I went off on a tangent there talking about the guns and Jungle Boy Jack Perry. So let me get back and wrap that up. They went back and forth on Twitter, and apparently the Austin may have said something to the effect with, you get booked when you stay up all night to 6 a.m. and hang out with the boss, meaning TK, I'm guessing. You change with the Bucks, and if we did, we could get booked too, higher and better and on pay-per-views, something to that effect, not word for word. And Colton Gunn said something to the effect of, Jungle Boy Jack Perry wants to be a Buck so bad. Just different things that were out there, quoting that were taken down since then, but people have related to me. And I guess Jungle Boy Jack Perry had his thing. There's just comments that have gone back and forth. He said, he prefers to be booked on pay-per-view. So a lot of shots and adding to the atmosphere of what Regal might have been talking about or things before what TK said tonight before AEW Dynamite. So a lot to think about and let absorb and let sink in as far as what's going on with the backstage and the atmosphere and the maturity. Or I'm no one to question. I'm just giving you the good, the bad, the ugly, and reporting what I've researched and what I've heard out there from public consumption. For anybody, if you do your due diligence and research. I mean, it's pretty simple. Also, the rumors that have come back recently, Big Swole getting a little social media and admitting that she's smoked weed with TK, and people have always talked about maybe he's into certain things or extras or party favors. I'm not here to judge anybody. Who are we? But just different things that come out. Big Swole has said that. Smoked a little ganja, a little rope, a little marijuana with TK, maybe. Just giving you what's reported out there in the news that you could find out for yourself. And of course on AEW Dark, which was taped weeks ago, but was played on this past Dark, this past weekend, or this past week. Marina Shafir against Miss Kitty. Everyone said she looked like Marge Simpson or whatever. Kind of a little rough, little turned into a little shoot. Adds to the backstage atmosphere of things that could be going on and favoritism. Just giving you and reporting you as a broadcast journalist. Check that match out. Different things that I've noticed and things that I've heard and researched myself. I make things relatable, one man unique, as I said, and I try to put it out to you guys for content and truth. So those are what I'm hearing. And again, that whole backstage issues of things that I'm talking about here. And it really is something to behold, to be quite honest with you. I have a lot of notes, and we'll get on to... I'm also hearing, whether it be on Busted Open Radio, but mainly through JD and Don Tony and... sorry, guys. The old mental lips for the smog, the golden smog, the throat, the pipes. I hear different things. And just by looking at the way things are booked, is the Ocho Jericho in TK's ear? I'm hearing that. A lot of people, whether it be JD, Meltzer, Alvarez, Sapp, Don Tony, they're all reporting it to an extent. Is Jericho in TK's ear now? And especially after the whole fiasco of the EVPs and Punk and what happened there and what's still going to happen. You wonder. You hear certain things. The whole EC3 bullshit too, and people not taking advice. And also hear rumors of, not just rumors, it was documented that Naomi, that's right, Samoan Dynasty married into WWE superstar, all-around incredible athlete, Naomi, hanging out maybe with Jade Cargill backstage. How about that for a little rumor? No clickbait, because I'm not going to put a thumbnail, so no one's going to see it, no one's going to hear it, unless you watch this. So, Naomi, that'd be interesting to AEW, because their ratings are dropping like you wouldn't believe. So under news and notes of what actually is going on backstage. And just on a positive note, a little happy birthday shout outs to, and I don't know them personally, but to Daddy Magic, Matt Menard from the JAS, and also, ironically, from the BCC, Wild Thing, Moxley, John Moxley, that's right. Both have birthdays celebrating today, here in December. Let's go into the ratings before we get out of here. But before we do that, I want to bring something to everyone's attention. We all know and like to give our thoughts and well wishes and prayers for speedy recovery for two unbelievable grapplers. One that's a legend and one that will be a future legend. One that was a star and one that is a star. And that would be from the Four Horsemen, and obviously in the lineage and the heritage and the bloodline of Barry Windham, associated with everyone, obviously from Blackjack Mulligan to Bray Wyatt, aka Wyndham Rotunda, to Bo Dallas. So he reports that he had some sort of cardiac issue, a heart attack. So I guess he's in ICU. So our thoughts and prayers out to Barry Windham. That's number one. Had a chance to meet him more than one occasion and had great conversations. So I'd just like to give my thoughts and well wishes to Barry Windham. Also hitting home, PAPW first student, current MLW superstar, Richard Holliday, just recently revealed in Sports Illustrated that he's battling Hodgkin's lymphoma. So just our well wishes and thoughts out to Richard Holliday, the sole proprietor. We're all breathing rarefied air. He is the most marketable man in wrestling, and he will definitely not take the pin on this one. So thoughts and well wishes out to one Richard Holliday. Swing back, kid. You're a good man. You got this. You got a lot of support from a lot of good people. That's for you, Holliday. God bless you, my friend. So just a little moment of levity, sending light and positivity. Keep your family close, and things that are going on in this world, a lot of craziness and insanity. Have situational awareness. Stay in that love vibration. Give back to people. Treat people how you want to be treated. It's all about respect and coming together and standing up for what you believe in and fighting back. And I really believe that. And we all need our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because he's coming back soon. Don't be caught dead without him. And that's a shoot, and I mean that. So stay close to our Lord. So just our thoughts to Barry Windham and Richard Holliday. So let's get on to, it is almost like 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I got to get this up there before we go live to tape for AEW Dynamite here at the lounge at Chaos Corner. It ought to be one hell of a night. I'll say that to say this. Quickly, the ratings over the last 4 weeks, and then we'll get out of here. But come on back. There's plenty of material coming up here in Chaos Corner. We're going to be under 20 minutes on this segment. We're going to start off with Rampage. This past Friday, 361,000. The previous Friday, 411,000. Before that, 445,000. Before that, 456,000. So in the last month, AEW Rampage on Friday nights in that 10 p.m. slot, the hour show, has gone from 456,000 down to 361,000 for whatever reason. I don't want to get into Tony Khan's booking. We were supposed to talk about that and how he's been fantasy booking since in his 20s and 95. And I didn't want to bash him here, but I want to give you the good, the bad, the ugly, and the hard truths and the facts. And, but that's how we learned how to book. And he's relied on fantasy booking and e-booking. Just throwing that out there. Let's go to Dynamite ratings. And before that, remember, Rampage at one time was averaging 700,000 when it first started. When Punk debuted, it was 1 million. And then they rode down to 800,000. Now look what it's down to. I just want to throw it out there. I'm giving you the facts. That's what I do here. Dynamite last week for the big angle with not Kurt Angle, MJF and Regal and the whole turn there. 870,000. The previous week, 880,000. The previous, 818,000. And then 4 weeks ago, 930,000. Good number. Remember, they were hovering right in the 900s and 1 million and over 1 million for a good run. So look at that it's gone from 1 million plus to 930 over the last month, down to 870 this past week. And they went a couple weeks ago down to 818, the main show. Not counting YouTube or any of that. So Just wanted to throw those news and notes and get some content up here for you guys leading into AEW Dynamite. And I'm either going to do it photography-wise and report as a broadcast journalist, as I usually do on Twitter, or I'll put the videos up, or do both here on YouTube, on the YouTube channel, Guardian of Chaos, or on Twitter. Again, follow me on that. So thanks for being here, guys. That's the lineup for tonight. That's what's happening with Dynamite. I gave you all the news and notes. The only thing I didn't really get into is Tony Khan's interview on TheRinger.com. But who the fuck listens to that? You know, and how we learned how to book and wrestling and fantasy wrestling booking and all that kind of stuff shaped him. And, he went through his growth period as a young man and during the Attitude Era when the WWE and the business grew. So he feels like they both grew at the same time with his fantasy booking. I'm not mocking. I'm just throwing it out there. That helped prepare him right for TV. I'm just saying, I'm giving you the good, the bad, the ugly. I don't know him. He could be a great guy. Listen, he's going through a lot, man. I'm not judging anybody. I just want to give you the news and notes here at Chaos Corner. So yes, that's all I have for now. That's what I'm reporting here at Chaos Corner. We're getting ready in about 10 minutes to go live to tape on all social media platforms. Don't you dare miss it. Come on back, man. It's your old buddy, the Guardian of Chaos. I couldn't do it without you. This is beautiful music.